Boom, we're recording, motherfucker. I
Well, the
think
same.
you need to, I think you need to stop sucking dick and let me start hosting the meeting because you've got to give me permission to record every time. It's starting to grind my shit.
It's because I'm the CEO. I overlook everything. I
you're
overlook everything.
you're slightly higher up the pecking order. Yeah, like you're sipping away at like a really posh mulled wine, and I'm drinking like special brew beer or something.
Or
Right?
just like lukewarm tap water, or not even tap water, lukewarm water that's just been drained from somebody that's been cooking vegetables or rice, or like a rice. They've done a
Yeah,
rice dish. They've had too much water, so they have to drain it out.
sewage water.
Unique New York.
This is roof sharpened cart. Um, how you doing, dude?
I feel good, man. I feel good, and you know what? I wanted to pinpoint it because I was like, oh, you sneaky little bastard. I feel good today. What's going on? Like, trying to narrow it down to figure out what it was. And I think it's, well, I don't know what it is, but I've had obviously we went into lockdown on Monday, and Monday evening. What are you smirking about already?
I'm just going to explain that. I'm just going to explain this cough's not COVID. Dude, I've just done a 7K run with my mate, and it's the first run I've done in fucking months. I'm absolutely, mate, it was blowing out my ass. Like, it was basically what we did, because it's the first run we've done. We ran a K and then had a 20-second walk, quickly catched our breath, ran another K, and we did that for 7Ks. So it was like 30 seconds rest every sort of 6 minutes. But oh my God, like I felt so heavy and fucking sluggish. I felt like I was carrying a fucking Yeti on my back or something.
And to anyone that's listening that wants to try and envision what Paul looks like, dude, are you sweating now? Because you look like a fucking mannequin. You look like you should be sat on someone's lap, dude, and worked. You're shiny.
Yeah,
You
I've
got
pointed.
you got rosy red cheeks. You look like a dolly. You look like your fucking niece's dollies.
Like this cough's fucking hectic. Like like that weird fucking doll off Saw that comes in on the bicycle. Do you know what I mean? With a weird,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
weird
you're like going around to you go visit your fucking grandparents, or you go visit your dad or whatever, and they're like, "What? Why are you dressed up, mate? It's not Halloween. Like Halloween was. Why have you come as Saw? Like, no, it's me, Dad. It's me. It's me. I've just been for a run. It's Paul. Get away. I don't want to play a game, little child. Like trying to push you away.
I'm just
Dad,
gonna
it's
put it.
me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it out there that my face would make like it'd be pretty good in a spooky, like, imagine my face attached to a doll. Fucking like in like some haunted house, and you just find the doll in like a fucking weird wardrobe or something, and then weird shit starts happening. It's just a little doll, but with my head, life size.
Dude, yeah, you're right, man. Yeah, you're right. That's so true. It's like it would fit
But
well.
like, as the wardrobe opens, my head comes in. Comes across the screen.
You should be paid, dude. Like you should be paid. You should be in work. You should be getting paid for fucking being possessed
just so
doll.
we're on the same page, you're saying I should be paid for having a horror movie face.
Why have you got a metal mug? What's going on there? You think
I like to assert my dominance at all aspects of my life. I like to have a tough cup as well, just in case anything kicks off. It's not just a cup; it's a weapon.
Yeah, it's a smart move. Yeah, if you're in the
Like,
Wild West, it can also deflect bullets.
also, it's very bling. Like, for all you know, it could be made of white gold or platinum or some shit.
Yeah, you could wear it as a ring. You could get engaged with that. You could be like, I've got you a platinum ring. Oh my god, it's gigantic.
But instead of slipping it onto my ring finger, I just put it on my elbow.
Yeah.
Hey, kiss the bride.
Yeah, you just got tiny hands. You can fit them through, like where you're supposed to hold the mug, and you've got like the the handle. You just slip your whole hand in. Like
Yeah.
a brain. Wear it as a neck. Wear it as a fucking medallion. Like a
Have you
fucking.
seen those? Have you seen those mad? Have you seen those like tribes, some part of the world where they're like fucking, they stretch the neck with those things, and they've literally got like rings around the neck, and the neck's fucking proper up here. Have you seen it?
Yeah, yeah, and they put the pebbles, don't they, in the mouth as well?
Yeah, weird shit.
Yeah, fish do that as well, you know.
Mate, I swear to God, I've made an observation, right? So the fish that are in the fish tank in my shop, it's situated on the wall up here. It's on the wall, right? And I swear to God, when I come in the shop, they're swimming around, they see me come in the shop, all fish come and swim to the corner that's closest to me and sit facing me. I go over, I grab a pinch of food, I do reach up, and they swim up with my hand about to put it in. And as soon as I put it in, they like have a feeding frenzy. And they've learned that when I appear, they get fed. And like fish are supposed to have bad memories, but how can they remember that shit? They've been doing it every fucking day. Little bastards.
Little fuckers.
Little fucker.
Yeah. It just turns out like, I don't know, maybe you could do some sort of experiment where you could ring a bell, ding-a-ling-a-ling, or spread some sort of like zest water or citrusy zest. I don't know, do some sort of dress up, see if you can wear a disguise and see if they
say that. Come in with like them glasses with a moustache and nose on, like
just come in dressed as a crocodile. See if they think they're still getting fed. See if they think that they're getting food or they are.
Come in dressed as shark bait.
Ooh ha ha.
Ooh ha ha.
I like that film. Yeah, dude, with this lockdown that's gone on, have you got any like goals? Because what I did, right? So I finished doing the work in, I finished doing the gym, and then I was like, then I was told I wasn't allowed to work. So I was like, okay. And then I did some adjusting. And then I had like, I texted my clients, I got virtual workouts done. And then my new goal was, okay, I'm going to read, because I got a fuckload of books for Christmas, dude. Like, I got a fucking library. I'm a fucking library on wheels. If anyone wants to rent a book, fucking library bus over here. So I'm going to read loads. What about you, bro?
You've got like a really niche market. You're a podcaster / librarian, and you've just got this weird catalogue of books in a van, and you just appear at different spots around the country, and people are like, he's in Cardiff on Tuesday, and they come and lend a book out on you, and then like, shit, he's not back in Cardiff till next year, so I'm gonna have got a year with this book.
Yeah, and then it cost me like £600 in fuel money, and then like what I make in books is probably like £57.90.
Yeah,
and then it's going under. But I'm also trying to sell plugs as well. So it's like I've just got like your tattoo studio. It's just every bit of space is being used as like some sort of an entrepreneurship. I don't know how to say that word. Fuck it.
You needed so much space in the van that you had to replace the seats, and it was just a neatly stack of books in the shape of a chair, like with an armrest and everything. But when someone wanted to loan one of the books out that was in the chair, you had to find an equally sized book to replace it from the library somewhere. So it was just a constant shift around in the van to keep your seat nice and flush.
Just got people trying to cook meals out of fucking ovens that have just made of books. Just a book oven. Trying to cook a fish supper. Trying to cook some lobster tail.
I think you should have really saved space in your van and used that little hexi block cooker. Imagine just having one of them. Do you remember that fucking
shit? But like when I'm doing a roast, I'm like, hang on, one at a time. Just got all these pots and pans ready, but it's just one at a time.
You've just got shitloads of them little metal tubs. And for anyone that doesn't know what a hexi cooker is, it's a shit ass little piece of metal that folds out, and you light something that looks like it looks like that fucking mint stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a giant version. It's like a giant, and then the metal thing folds out to look like a bed, doesn't it? It folds out.
Yeah.
You've got this like little wiggly line on the top.
I just
on the
don't
bedpost.
see how.
The bedpost is wavy
Just
line.
don't see how that's still the issue. I don't see how that's still issued over over like a little gas stove. What the army seems to do with absolutely everything is they like to live in the past. They like to drive wagons that are 50 years old and shit. We'll get some new wagons, you tight bastards. We're signing up, putting our life on the line. At least want a new Land Rover, you cunts.
Yeah, but what I like about it is their motto is a bit like the Buddhism, like the whole look after it and it'll look after you. Like I like that. I like that little motto. Like you look after your stuff and it'll look after you. And I take pride in that, dude. I got a Christmas card from my fucking granny and grampy, and I used it as a bookmark. I cut like around it to use it as a bookmark. Fucking and you think, oh, this is a fucking incredible story. Well, I'm not done. I am not done. Are you ready? Are you ready? No, I'm finished. No, just that's it. That's it. That's it. You can't handle no more. I'm not gonna. I can't. I'm not willing. I'm not willing to give you any more. It's too much of an intense story. This whole bookmark out of a Christmas card story. It's getting a bit wild.
You do get wild. Like you don't like to waste anything, and you bought a cucumber, and you've bought this cucumber and you use some of it, but there's some cucumber left and it's going to go out of date soon and you don't need to eat the rest of it. And you grab this cucumber, you take it into the bedroom and your missus is just sleeping on the bed and you just decide to use it as a doorstop.
That was good because
you did. I was taking a different approach for that.
And it was very good. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Dude, so we've just had New Year. It's now 2021, right? First of all, Happy New Year. Did you have a nice one? Was it strange?
Well, actually, I had quite a sophisticated evening. I went to my friend's house, and we just sat in. It was me, my girlfriend, him and his girlfriend, and we ordered a takeaway, drank a shitload of beer, and played like. What's that game called when you've got it's on your phone and like you have it on your head and it's got like a different character, and if you guess it right, you go up. If you guess it
Call of Duty.
Yeah. Oh, fucking Tomb Raider.
Yeah, like as if I've got it. Fucking Tetris. I know the one.
Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Yeah, just start naming Sandra Bullock movies.
Yeah.
Way off. What's that game? No, I know the one. Yeah, that's a cool game, that. Because you got the do you say with the cards? Because you also got the phone version, don't you? And you know that one, pass or fail.
Who's in the game? I know Kim Basinger.
Tim,
not quite sure how to say this. Kim Basinger.
Tim Hanks. Oh, it was Tom Hanks. Dude, I had the strangest fucking New Year. It like, do you know what though? It fit like a glove in terms of how 2020's gone. My New Year fit like a fucking glove. I went and seen. Did you ever meet Joe?
Turmoil.
Yeah, Tempest. A tempest turmoil. You know,
Jiggery pokery.
You know,
GBs. Sorry, I'm not going to interrupt again.
Good googly moogly. You know,
Bibbidi dibbidi.
Oh, that's a good one. I was going to say that. No, I wasn't. Buying time.
Yeah.
Man raisin.
Something about penis.
Do you know Joe Halls, Perry's friend? My friend too.
He's a DJ, isn't he? And I've met him.
Yeah, that's right.
Once
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah, so he's got his setup, and it's like a big setup. It's a big like like where you go to what are they called? I guess like you've got your studio and whatnot, and it's like so you've got like carpet places. What are they called? Just buildings, right? Just what
premises.
I guess. Yeah, all right. So he's got his own premises, and
I call my tattoo shop a studio.
Studio, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So he's got a big one of those, right? And he's got a soundproof room. And so there's a few people there.
Did you go in there and do the door thing off Ace Ventura? I'd have had.
No, I should have done. I messed up. I fucking
like how soundproof is the room? Like if there was a massacre in there of a load of fucking screaming women or some shit, like
mermaids.
Yeah, screaming mermaids. Would someone stood outside the room hear a thing?
Or if a tree fell over in there, if we planted a tree in a little plant pot and it fell over, would we hear it?
A bonsai tree.
Yeah, would we hear it? Yeah. My mum claims to have the loudest clap. If she went in and clapped, would we hear it? That's the question. My mum did this one time, right? She was super fucking drunk and then was like, look at this, and was going clapping, making out that she had a super loud clap, and we all went along with it. She's still to this day she's champion. No,
very takes a lot of pride in a clap.
Yeah. So
where I come from, the term clap's referred to as
media.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you said my mum has the loudest clap, my mind could only but wander in weird directions.
So yeah, we went to Joe's like studio. I guess I call it a studio, like this DJ place. And a couple of them, I think, like enjoy DJing, and they're musicians. They're into their music.
Like Kevin and Perry, the top.
Yeah. DJ. Yeah, it was Joe and Perry, not Kevin.
Oh yeah, I don't even mean for that to happen.
Perry was there, wasn't he? Perry dog, P dog. So Perry the pizza. So we went there, and he's got a fucking soundproof room, and there's a few of us there, and there's about 8 of us or whatever, and it was like fucking. There was 2 lads that had their girlfriends with them, and we ended up. There was one dude that was fucking paranoid. Right, because like it's quite loud, like the big area, the big room. Then there's the soundproof room, and there's one dude that was fucking paranoid. And so, like with him in the mix, he kept thinking he was hearing people knock at the door, and we thought like, oh, the police. So we kept fucking being like, right, guys, turn the music down, check. And then one time he's like, no, there's definitely someone at the door. So we fucking what
was that?
Yeah, so we all like herded into the the soundproof room, and like kind of fucking locked the door on the inside. And then Joe went to see who it was, and was obviously, if it was police, would have been like, what? No, but it was about like 3 minutes to midnight, and we're like, oh guys, it's 3 minutes to midnight. And then people were like, shh, like, and then by the way, and they were just stood there completely quiet. Everyone's like, just kind of waiting to hear something, like some sort of like, can we go back out there? And then someone goes, oh, by the way, guys, Happy New Year. And we're like, fucking and then like a couple of the couples would like kiss or whatever, and everyone's just like, shh.
You might have had the quietest approach to a New Year ever, apart from someone that just was asleep.
That's literally what I said to my bro. I was like, I think like if you measured it in terms of like the UK, and even people that were asleep would still hear fireworks and commotion. We heard nothing.
You give off the least amount of decibels in terms of sound than anyone else in the UK.
In terms of like the waking, yeah, the people that were awake and with it, we were the most subdued, the most
subdingy.
Slappy, Samsonite. Yeah. So have you had any new goals then, bro?
Like,
what are your plans for New Year? What are your plans now? Now we're in lockdown. Obviously, I spoke to you earlier, and I know some of the stuff that you're doing, but like what? Yeah, do you have like? Because you got a bit of time now. You could do a little painting.
I've been really tempted to open up a food place, and when I use the term food place, I mean a takeaway, but doing like Lebanese food, but at night time. So evening fast food, which I've had the idea for a while, but I don't know. I just think at the moment, the only thing that's taking place are people are eating. There's a lockdown. The only thing that's going on is people are eating food. People are sitting at home with fuck all to do and they're having takeaways, or do you know what I mean? I think it'd be the best time probably in history to open a takeaway up.
Yeah, I think that's wise, dude. Like the thing I said to you the other day, wasn't it? Was like coffee would be a great shout. Like if you could, obviously it's different now, but if you could
Not
get your head.
Cough. Not allowed to cough. People think you've got coronavirus.
Did I cough?
No, you said coffee, and I pretended you said cough.
Oh, okay. I'm with you now. Yeah. Like I'm trying to be cute, and instead of calling it a cough, I call it a coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got. Oh, I love your little coffee.
I have just done a little coffee waffy.
You know, like on what's the film when he's got fuck, dude, Ben Stiller and fucking Will Ferrell, Zoolander. When he works down the mine, and then after he's like goes to the pub, and he's like, I think I've got black lung after one day, and then it shows him swimming as a mermaid on the fucking screen.
Brilliant.
So, Lebanese. Have you ever cooked Lebanese?
No, but I eat it
it's
quite
a strong
often.
Start, Paul.
What's that?
It's a strong start.
Yeah, that's like if you wanted to become a boxer, but you'd never been in a ring before, and you think you're already ready for the big leagues. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm projecting I'm going to have my first pro fight by about March, April, but you've never even hit a punch bag or anything. Like you're literally right at the start of anything happening with it.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, do you Lebanese food? That's cool. So like you so you like to cook.
You've got family from over there, no? So you must know some recipes. No, I don't know any recipes.
No.
Oh, so
no,
you must have it quite often at home.
Yeah. Or you're like, I'm fucking. Oh, so you enjoy? Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, I love cooking too. Oh no, I can't fucking stand cooking.
Yeah, there's no basis on which that business strategy makes any sense. I don't even like food. Just like sounding really boring about it. No, I don't eat. Oh, I don't eat. Just eat.
Oh no. I gave that up a long time ago. Along with smoking. Stop smoking as well.
Yeah.
Just put it in the same category.
How as far as it goes, how's your week going?
Yeah, really good, man. Just because I felt I was all poopy pants, man, when the gym closed a little bit. I felt a bit overwhelmed by, just like, fuck, here we go, I gotta fucking sort some shit out. But it went really well, dude. And I messaged all my clients, I got them booked in, I did my taxes, did my tax return. So I feel good, man. I feel productive. I feel like, right, okay, that's weight off its shoulders. And I've got like work lined up. So yeah, so I feel pretty good. Yeah, feel good.
Dude, what the fuck is going on in America? I was at my sister's the other day, and I came into the living room, and there was just the weirdest shit going on the telly. Like people Trump supporters have like stormed fucking like the Capitol, haven't they? Have you seen anything to do with this?
Yeah, dude. One of the dudes was like dressed all in brown with like some sort of horns on, like some sort of fucking like antlers on his head. And I was like, that's so funny, dude. That reminds me of like, did you ever play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater?
Yeah.
Do you ever remember like you could have different costumes? You could
Yes,
like do cheats, so you could like be Batman, and that's what that reminded me of. Like, just reminded me of like fucking some dude that was like playing like doing all that, but just in a different fucking player. Like, he had a cheat code to fucking do it with a costume on.
People that are passionate enough to protest on that level, they always seem to be nutters, don't they? Like they're like probably Americans that are bitter about loads of other shit that's going on, and they just seem to be from really weird places and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like proper rednecks or something.
Yeah, man. I guess it's your environment, isn't it? It's like you grow up to your environment. A big part of like who you are, what you do, unless you can break that sort of code of like, oh, you're just going to be encoded to fucking take the route of everyone. Yeah, and you can see it on a small scale as well. Do you know, like, if like, if you grow up in like this little town and then you ask someone like 10 years later, oh, what are you doing for work? And they're like, oh, I've just fucking got hold of fucking Toby's fucking uncle who knows to do this or whatever. Or do you know what I mean? Like, and then you're like, oh, okay. And you can see it in like that small sort of scale where your friends around you, or not necessarily friends actually, but like people around you, like just kind of, when I say friends, it's like people you know in school and that, and like, yeah, they'll just be, do you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll be doing like, oh, you've landed, you're in that career because like you just knew someone's dad.
What you're saying is we're impressionable, and mankind's quite fickle, aren't we? We can float from one thing to another based on who's around us. Like, influence is massive, isn't it? Like, particularly if someone's for like people say, oh, like, if you start a new business or you've copied, this person's copied what I've done. But in a way, the reason we've done so well as a species is because we do copy each other, and we improve on different things. So like, when you decided to become a PT, there's no point where like you thought, right, I'm not interested in any other PT, I don't care how anyone else does it. You look at PTs that are successful and you think, right, well, this is the sort of stuff they're doing, and people can be an influence on you. And I do the same thing with tattooing. Like, you are very much, you're looking for people that are in a more leading role to what you've done, people with more experience, more time spent doing it, more involvement in that particular subject. So yeah,
If you're humble.
Yeah, of course. Like
I
think what tends to happen is you'll always get people around you, and you'll get a mixture of different things. You'll get people that are humble towards you. You'll get people that are bitter towards you. You'll get people that for a lot of the times for no reason just won't like you. And then you'll get other people that do. It's just
comment below.
Yeah. Dude, that run was that difficult for me. Imagine this, my first run in about at least 6 months, first actual run, and I've just done a 7K. I didn't do it like ridiculously fast or anything.
What's that, 4 miles?
Nearly 5 miles, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it was, dude, the route was disgusting. It was like, it was on the road, so like there were some big hills in it going up like, we tried to time it where, like, say we was running and we was about to come to a big hill, we'd use that as our little bit of a walk, like up half the hill and then carry on running. But what tends to happen with me,
that's the spirit.
Yeah, what tends to happen,
you hit a fucking uphill and you're like, time to walk, time to slack off.
Yeah, that's
I'm only kidding, dude. Obviously it's your first run, and naturally as a PT and you're a PT, I feel obliged to be like, no, of course, yeah, fucking don't kill yourself, like set a steady pace, because that's the beauty as well. Is what I enjoyed about running was like everything, you can get good at it, and you can like, and I enjoyed the aspect of setting a pace. So if I'm going to run 15 miles, that's a certain pace where I can like set a pace, and it's like, yeah, you're going slow as fuck, but you're going to do this for a long time. Or setting a pace of like, all right, I'm just going to do a mile and a half, so I'm going to fucking pedal to the medal.
Yeah, pedal to the cup.
What? Sorry, dude.
Cup of yours.
What? Sorry, dude. What? Hey, do you like this wine glass?
It's beautiful.
I mean, I don't think you can appreciate the shape of it, but I like that it goes up. And yeah, I've very thoroughly enjoyed this wine glass. I mean, we went to Alton Towers on Thursday.
Did you actually?
Really enjoy, yeah, with my wine glass, and we're just having a good time, really. We just appreciate one another. Like she listens to me, and I listen to her.
I genuinely believe when you was going on about Alton Towers, that's not open.
Yeah, thinking about taking her to a Lebanese restaurant. If you know any, or you got any.
There's a fine line between my intelligence and gullibility. They can often
oscillate.
They can come at loggerheads with one another because my intelligence is telling me, shut up, that's not the way it is, and my my gullible side is saying, oh well, he said it, it must be true. Do you know what I mean? Like I literally have let people speak. I can be incredibly gullible despite logic telling me that it's likely to be untrue. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just fucking like overwhelmingly, blindly putting your trust into every being that there is just out there.
Yeah, I was very susceptible in high school to people telling stories about how hard they were or how many people they could beat up. I'm like, oh, well, they must be hard because he's saying it. Do you know what I mean? Like proper good.
Dude, you want to talk about susceptible? I got a story about when I first joined the army. I don't know if you remember, but so I was like 16, yeah, and I fucking got to the actually I think I was like 17 when I got to the army barracks, and one of the staff sergeants, I forgot his name now, one of the staff sergeants who worked in the Jesus, dude, I need to reflect on this a little bit. Like I forget all the MT. Is that right? Where do they keep all like the vehicles?
I'm really the gun park. I'm
no, not the gun park. The other one.
Go down to
MT or something. It's got a T in it.
It's irrelevant anyway. Imagine if we just stop the whole pod, like find out what this is.
Yeah, I'm on it. Yeah, so I went down to, I'm just gonna call it MT. Went down to the MT garage, spoke to a staff sergeant, and he said, he was like, oh, can you do me he said, oh, and I think he pretended to be on the phone to someone. He said, yeah, all right, no worries, I'll send someone down now. And he put the phone down. This is brilliant, dude. And I'm like, now I'm like, oh, that's good. And he goes, oh, and he was like, oh, Gunner Ford, do me a favor. He was like, give this note to the sergeant major. And I said, oh, he wants to put a fucking photo up or something of like the e-battery, whatever. And he said, so he gave me a fucking hammer and 2 nails. And so I went there, give it to the sergeant major, and the sergeant major was like, and he dude like fucking like face like fucking rock, and he was like, have you read this letter? And I was like, no, sir. And he was like, and he went out and like, I think he was, who was it? And then his Scottish accent was like, it was like Staff Sergeant, whatever it was. And it was like, and he was like, give me 2 weeks give me 2 weeks leave or I'll nail your nuts to the table. Signed Gunner Ford. He went out and like read it to everyone. He was like, what do you reckon I should do?
Brilliant.
But how I just like fucking like went there with a fucking hammer and nails and fucking like a note, and he was like, just give that. And it was like, but he sealed it and everything, because I was thinking, I kind of want to read the note, but I was like, I sealed it, I can't. If he hadn't have sealed it, I would have probably read it. But the fact that it was sealed, I was like, all right.
The thing with the army, you have like blind obedience, don't you? Like,
oh yeah, dude.
It's very easy for someone in a promotional role, like any sort of power or a higher rank than you, it's easy for them to mug you off and take the piss because you're bound by your contract to listen to them. You've got to obey what they say, haven't you? So
Yeah, and you spend the whole time, don't you, at the beginning, like just learning that like you do what the fuck you're told. Like that's it. That's the bottom line. You do as you're told.
where on earth are you right now? Like not like specifics, but like are you parked in the middle of nowhere? Are you parked up somewhere like near work or because
So
every time I speak to you, it's weird. I'm always stationed out, and I make this remark quite a lot. But to me, it's weird that you're in a van and you could be outside my fucking house. Do you know what I mean?
am.
Like you could imagine if you was like actually like I'm proper always saying to you like fucking hell, you've got it. I really feel for you, dude. You're in the cold in that van. And like in reality, you're just on a warm, comfortable sofa, and that thing behind you is just like a backdrop. It's just like a photo of a van. So in reality, you're in like a really warm, nice apartment or something. And I'm always like, where you parked, dude? It's fucking freezing.
Or it's like some sort of movie picture. I go like this. You just see a hand come down and go like this and just move all of this. And it's just like, I'm just in this tower made of gold.
Oh, like when you used to download a really crap copy of a film at the cinema, and while you was watching it, you'd see like a silhouette of someone stand up and walk off to the toilet. When it's being filmed from in the cinema,
Yeah,
someone stand up in front of the screen.
yeah. Just start seeing fucking hair move along the bottom and stuff.
It's like
COVID. COVID-19.
This is really going to be really bad audio quality. This is a little note to self. No hectic runs before a podcast because anyone that listens just going to sound like the podcast sat in a doctor's waiting room with loads of coughing fucking individuals.
So, bro, how come you started running?
I'm very much a man of my word, and one of my friends today said he was going for a run and said I should do it with him. And I said I will. And knowing behold, that I did. I just like the sound of it. He said I'm doing a 7K every day this week, and he's already done it the past 2 nights. So I thought, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna do it today. But like I'm not pretending for a second like it was easy. It was this is what I mean. Back to like when I was in the army, that run would have been like fairly easy, but to be out of action for like I've done weights and stuff, and I've done tennis lessons, and in a sense I've done some cardio over the past couple of months, but running's quite specific, isn't it? To be good at running, you do need to run. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like anything, I think now.
Yeah, like if you one type of training I massively respect, and it's because I love doing it, but I find it fucking difficult, is swimming. When I go in a swimming pool, I went through a period and once a week I'd swim a mile in lengths, and it works out something like 70 odd lengths of a pool. And dude, it'd take me like fucking nearly an hour. Like I don't know how long it'd take, it quite a while. But I'd do a length, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. But then I'd have to stop, I'd hold the side and I'd be like that, absolutely fucked. So, and the pace wasn't even like ridiculously fast. It was just like a standard swimming pace. But people that are really good at swimming, they're able to swim really slowly, but just do consecutive lengths, aren't they? They get to the side. And I can do that with breaststroke. I can get in a pool and I can breaststroke length to length and keep going. I can probably do. If I'm swimming quite slow, I can do continuous lengths for a bit, but front crawl, man, is fucking difficult, isn't it?
They do like the professionals or whatever, or the people that know, like enjoy a good swim, they do like those underwater roly-polies, don't they? They like tuck up like a little shrimp, and then they'll just do it.
I can do that, to be fair. I'm probably not quite as elegant as someone that's a decent swimmer. I think what it is with swimming, like I might actually be a bit better now, but when I was swimming, I
caught your cough.
Yeah. When I was swimming, I was quite trim, and I'm quite compact anyway, aren't I? And I think at the time I only had like 11% body fat. I was quite trim and quite compact. So, and when I was swimming, the instructor that was there, I didn't take lessons, but they said like I've probably got the worst like current physique for swimming because I've not got any fat. Fat's buoyant, isn't it? So people that are really fat in water, they float a lot easier. So people that have more muscle mass are more prone to sinking. So someone that's extremely muscly will find swimming more difficult than someone that's extremely fat, which is quite unusual. But obviously not in terms of like the physical ability, but yeah, you're at a disadvantage, you know, when you've like more muscle mass and like a smaller fat percentage. And I found that quite interesting because that's not really the case in anything else, is it?
No, like you'd have to be like you'd have to obviously have a little bit of muscle, because if you're just all fat and you just kind of
I'm not. All I'm saying is fat's buoyant, in it. So someone with more fat will stay out the water better than someone muscly. So with more muscle mass, you're more likely to sink. But if your muscles are better conditioned, obviously you'll swim better, won't you?
Yeah, you just got to cover yourself in duck feathers.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Dude, I used to hate jumping in fucking water in full army rig out.
Yeah.
And as you was treading water, your army trousers would go over the ends of your feet, wouldn't they? And like make it really difficult. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, they just sink down, wouldn't they? Yeah.
Like someone like if someone's got like a really long foreskin and it's over the end of
Shout out to Crowley. Windsock.
Why did they choose the number 4 with the word skin next to it to refer to the skin on the end of a penis? Why not?
Oh, it's something to do with the Fibonacci sequence. You know, the numbers are nature and nature are numbers. It's to do with the Fibonacci sequence. It was.
I like how you said it twice. It's to do with the Fibonacci sequence. Yeah, it's to do with the Fibonacci's. They call him Johnny 2 times because everything he says, he's got to say it twice.
I was trying to fucking make the cogs work, dude, and trying to come up with a story about like who invented it and what time and stuff.
Sometimes on the podcast, you can feel like the flow's got to keep going. So sometimes you start in a direction of saying something and you don't even know where you're going with it. I do it all the time. I'll be speaking to you.
Oh yeah.
I get ahead of what I'm saying, and I have to do the same thing where you start going,
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna trust that as I talk, stuff will go whoop in my mind.
Yeah,
that comes with practice too, though. You know, like that certainly comes with practice as well. Like we used to do it.
Yeah, we've done like this is maybe episode 13, 14 now. I'm not too sure, but we're absolute newbies at this shit. We started that lockdown. The good thing about us is we've been long-term friends right from the army, but we've had a massive gap in communication. And I think you reached out to me, or we just communicated, and we both sort of said, look, in this lockdown, it'd be good to just chat shit with each other and see if it can become a podcast. So even if, like we've said time and time again, haven't we? If we do this for a couple of years and it doesn't really go anywhere, we've not lost out. I wouldn't be disheartened and turn around and be like, well, fucking hell, we've wasted all that time, because we're still communicating. And for me, that's enough. Like, ideally, if you connect with some people, that's brilliant. If some people enjoy your views or even your opinions, or if some people laugh at some of the daft shit you say, then that's good enough for me.
Yeah, man. And I think do you know what I learned, like with what I've learned with personal training is if with my business, if I come from a place of I'm going to try and help as many people as possible, and like my legitimate goal is right now I'm programmed to try and actually just help people. That's my goal. I just want to help people, and I just want to focus on them and what's best for them. That's when my business thrives. That's when I start like doing really well, and then I'm like, oh fucking hell, I'm picking up clients and and like that's when it goes well. And and I think it's probably true.
What the fuck are you rustling there?
True to fucking other everything else, you know.
What are you rustling there, dude?
Yeah, you know how it is some days when you just wake up and you just feel like, you know, on top of the world, and you just feels good, chicken tonight.
Hey, what are you rustling?
I wanna
rustling
you that I
dickhead.
You.
What the fuck was you playing with then? That was well enough. So I could hear you speaking a little bit, but all I could hear was something rustling in the background. What was you doing?
Nothing.
It sounded like your underpants were made of tin foil and you was masturbating.
Fucking Captain fucking Tin Pants. Captain Tin Pants. Captain
Lord Fauntleroy.
Okay, Lord Captain Tin Pants. He's a new superhero, right? The question I got is what type of crime is he fighting, first of all? And then you ask me a question.
He's fighting Suggestion Boy.
Okay. And Suggestion Boy is the boy that goes, really, what I think you should do. He just suggests what you should do.
Suggestion Boy just comes up with really bad suggestions to really throw off the enemy.
Okay. Now will you ask me the question about Captain Tin Pants? So that's his main fighting crime. Like his nemesis is Suggestion Boy.
What does he do?
And his Suggestion Boy's from
you know what you never did? You never answered my question what you was rustling before.
Yeah, because I don't want to.
I want to know.
No. You won't know. It's an advent calendar. It's a chocolate advent calendar from Christmas.
Is it actually?
No. What? No. I got questions to ask you. I thought of questions and now they're gone and they're not here. But I thought of questions. First of all, I wanted you to drink. I was like, yeah, it's back in.
Going back to what Thingy was saying, what we were saying about America, what the actual fuck, like what I don't watch enough to know about like politics and shit over there. I don't even know what's going on in our country, never mind over there. I find in certain instances, ignorance can be bliss. Like sometimes not knowing can just be more comforting than getting angry about shit. But when I went in and seen the news at my sister's house, you better not be making a spliff.
No.
Your spliff is not interfering with this podcast. You can piss off.
Go on, dude.
You always go off camera and it makes me feel awkward. The camera just goes black and I just think, you bastard, we're live and you're making the camera go away. You are as well, aren't you?
Bro, you fucking taught. No, you didn't teach me, obviously, but you rolled the best spliffs, I remember, back in the day. And one day we will get baked together and talk about ideas and it'll be good.
No.
Dude, this is a treat though. Dude, this is a treat. Because this is the thing, right? I don't fucking smoke it very often anymore because I can't fucking do stuff. I'm not very productive on it. So I don't smoke it. So now what I do is I'm like, okay, I'll smoke it when I'm doing podcasts with Paul and I have a glass of wine because I feel like I'm kind of doing something productive.
Before or after, not during. It ruins
before or after. Yeah, but if I smoke it after, it's no good. What's the goodness smoking it after?
Why not before? Why would you want to go off screen and leave me with a blank screen while you get high? midway through. That's just selfish.
Dude, that sounds the best. I want to listen. Show me where I can fucking listen to that podcast.
I need to come up with something really, really creative for a reason for me to go like off the podcast for a I'm just gonna go off screen for a second, ride my penny farthing around the block. It really gets my thoughts going in my mind. You know what I mean? Like, no, fuck off. Stay on the screen, fucker.
But you're like, oh, I'll be 5 minutes, but just keep this thing going. Just keep this baby rolling. Just keep this sink.
One thing we did say is we said in this pod, we have undivided attention, and you just give up 50% of your attention for 10 minutes rolling a stupid spliff. What was you actually rustling? Was you grinding weed or something?
Nah, I just had it in the foil. That was all, bro. Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Yeah, I like to do it. So there you go. And it gives me creative ideas. And I give myself a little treat for doing the pod. Nah, it's not even a treat because sometimes I won't do it. If we do it in the morning, dude, I'll just have a coffee. I'm good. But I wanted to get a bit wavy tonight. That's why I said to you about having a few beers.
No, I would, to be honest, I probably would have done. But first of all, I'm not in, because I like to do the podcast at the shop. I've got everything set up there. Do you know what I mean? The environment's better. But because the shop's shut at the moment, for me, I'm doing it at my mum's today. And yeah, it's none of this shit's ideal. Do you know what I mean? Like we're having to sort of do what we can when we can. But that's what's good about this podcast for us is the fact is you've experienced this firsthand. You wanted to do this podcast, right? Here's where I'm loyal, right? And if I make an agreement with someone, no matter what, I do it. You mentioned that to me. You've probably mentioned a podcast to loads of people over the years, haven't you? Or you've probably mentioned it to a couple of people. But as soon as you mention it to me, I agreed to do it with you. I've turned up to every single one, and you've done the same to me. So we've got a good agreement where we do always show up, and it does require that sort of commitment for anything to take off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. How you do one thing is how you do everything as well. So it's like I try and just, well, we probably shouldn't say that because our podcast is a bit shitty, but it'll get better, won't it?
Yeah, we're not.
Also, this is how committed I am, bro. So you're talking about commitment. This is how committed I am. I'm rolling a spliff on the podcast and still doing it. Like usually, ideally, if it was my case, I'd be like, yo, bro, pause it a sec. And then I'd just fucking willy-nilly fucking roll it and talk to you. But instead, I'm providing. I'm trying my hardest to provide for my family. For my family and my listeners and watchers.
Your family, your lung capacity.
Why you just ran because you just ran and I assume that you run like a mum, you know? I assume that when you're running, you got your fucking elbows pinned into yourself and you got your fucking chin up and you're just fucking all in your high vis. You're wearing a lot of fucking pink for a start. You're wearing a lot of bright colours. You've probably got a little water bottle that you can grasp.
I've got my cute little ass going from side to side.
Cute little wobbly bottom.
Really feminine. Right?
You might be pushing a pram. You might have acquired a baby and you're pushing a pram.
Yeah, to be honest, the run, dude, is mainly because the gyms are shut. The gyms are shut here, and my tennis club's been closed as well. So for me, it's the only option. I'm going to do some runs. I'm not fucking trying to be no athlete or anything at the minute. I'm not fucking trying to be this.
Could have fooled me.
Fighting fit or anything, but it's just maintenance. Like I want to stay on top of it. Do you know what I mean? I like the feeling of always being at a certain fitness level, and I'm not there at the moment. So.
Okay, so what? So when you say
you better stop doing what you're doing and start paying attention to me.
I am, dude. I'm listening. I'm asking. I'm engaging you. I'm engaging you.
You're not giving me your full attention.
Hey, dude. Let me tell you something. Do you like cheesecake?
Fucking right I do. What flavour are we talking about?
Because I'm engaging you, bro. I'm giving you a fucking cheesecake of fucking questions and conversation and fucking engagement. This is a fucking.
I've got
This
70% at best of your attention.
if you like fucking lemon drizzle cheesecake, or you like maybe like a fucking Oreo biscuit one, like they're all there for you.
Buttery biscuit base.
Yes. I was gonna say to you when you're talking about the running, I said, okay, if you want to be at a certain level, then talk to me. Where are you at then? What sort of level do you want? Okay, what sort of time? Mile and a half time? Cameras going off. Mile and a half time, bro? Like, what's your mile and a half time? What do you want?
I don't know. I won't be running mile and a half at full speed. Anyway, I'll be doing a lot more long distance. You best fucking smoke that like a chimney. You're not staying off screen for long, you motherfucker. It ruins my flow, dude. I need to be looking at you, looking at me, not looking at you, just looking down at your lap, like you're jerking yourself off in pants.
I will jerk myself off on this pod. I'll jerk off all over these walls. Okay.
These balls, Ray.
So you've got no distance that you want to do. I want numbers, mate. I want numbers.
I just want to be able to smash off 10Ks like they're easy. Not easy, but I want to feel just comfortable doing it. I don't want to. I'm not going to be running all the time though. This is just temporary while this lockdown's happening, just so I can keep some level of activity and fitness. I've not even heard you light it yet. What are you actually doing?
Dude, fucking first off, I'm gonna fucking live my life. I'm a fucking free bird. I'm a free bird. And
it's my ass. You're gonna live your life on this podcast. You can shove that spliff up you.
Dude, you used to be so relaxed and chilled, man. You used to be fucking one of the boys.
Yeah, you can do what you want. It's just when you go off screen midway through the pod. I'd only stop it if I had to go for a piss or something.
Yeah, see, you're not committed.
I am. What I'm saying, you don't need the spliff. You're being weak.
No, I want to have the spliff. Where my fucking strength comes in is the fact that I fucking don't do it fucking every day for a start.
You gotta be high on life. To be honest, I'm not doing anything at the moment. I only drink on an occasion.
But that's your world. Dude, honest to God, man, if this was a problem, then obviously fucking dude, I've got a real philosophy.
Look at the screen, you're still looking down.
Yeah, man, I got a philosophy, right? This is my philosophy on life, right? I get fucking nothing can grip me. Nothing can get a hold of me. I won't allow anything to get a hold of me. And I mean everything. Like if I'm fucking jerking off in the afternoon or whatever, then or I should be doing shit and I'm jerking off. Then I'm like, nah, okay, got to sort that. Not doing that. Sugar intake, I'm not going to fucking kick the ass out of eating sugar. I'm also not going to beat myself up for fucking having it as well. Like I try and find a balance with everything.
Yes.
And trust me, dude, I wasn't getting shit done. I've done a lot, dude, this week already. I've done a lot of work, so I'm good, bro. I'm hustling. I'm fucking
what you're saying is you moderate everything you do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. You summed it up in one word again.
All I'm saying is smoke a spliff when you're not on the podcast. Don't do it mid-pod. Why don't you have a massive one before it? Just
because I won't better talk.
Just come on. You like this. At the start of it, just proper fun. And then sorry, dude, you're that stoned that you just have to munch and you're eating like something really dry. Like you're eating like a really dry pastry or something, and like all the bits of pastry are falling out your mouth. And I'm like, dude, drink some water. And like as you just swig the water, it's just all spilling down your chin. And it's just really good content for the listeners.
Like as I'm talking, it's just like it's just everywhere, just flying out, just crumbs, just biscuit crumbs. You know why I texted you earlier on about the I said to you, do you watch UFC? Because I wanted to get your prediction on Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. But then I also thought if you don't watch it, you might not know that it's on, but you do.
I am a massive Conor McGregor fan, but I don't know enough about this other fighter. Like, I've not seen any of his fights, so I actually don't know. I think Conor McGregor is beatable though. Like, well, he has been beaten, hasn't he? So, yeah, I think I don't like to pretend to know shit. Like, I've seen I've seen all of Conor McGregor's fights actually, but in UFC, like I'm not enough of a fan to know all the upcoming fights, and like if I know a big fight's on, I'll happily watch it and I'll know the main fighters, but I don't know like everyone on the card. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know all the upcoming fights, but I do like UFC. To be fair, I think it's cool as fuck.
Yeah, it's quite primal, isn't it? It's
I mean, what's this other guy who is due to fight? What's his?
Well, they fought. Go on.
What's his main art form? Like, is he mostly? Yeah, see, Conor McGregor's quite fucking good. He's quite good at his stand-up game, anyway, isn't he? So I think it'd be a good fight. I'm not so much into the rolling around me because I don't, because I've never done jiu-jitsu or anything to do with wrestling or anything like that. I don't understand all the holds, and what I do know is people that do any of that shit, they'll always explain like how skilled they actually are when they're doing it because they've experienced it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I've done a bit of boxing when I was younger, so when I watch like boxing, I can connect with it more and think I can understand how tired they are when they're in the ring. I can understand because I've done a bit of it, so you can sort of think, fucking hell, these are really putting the effort in here. Do you know what I mean? Or like certain rounds where it looks like they're not trying too hard, but they're absolutely fucked. You can see how knackered they are. I connect more with that. Do you know what I mean? And the same in you. When you watch UFC, I do enjoy the battles when they stood up. With all like the strikes and the fucking all the kicks and stuff like that. I think it's cool as fuck when someone lands a spinning kick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's hard to do.
Yeah, so, like I think they just see it coming a lot of the time, don't they? It's got to be slick, and it like it's just the timing and everything of it. But with like, I'm not turning around saying, oh, like all the jiu-jitsu and stuff shit, and that's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is because I've never tried it. Like when they're doing the rolling and stuff like that, getting all the locks and the holds and stuff, like I'm not always understanding what he's trying to do. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's always better when you've tried something. It's like with anything. If you've been tried to do a half marathon or something, and then you see someone's done a marathon in a certain time, and then you can say, "Fucking hell, that must have been tough."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can appreciate it, can't you? Because you got a little understanding, and you can relate to it almost. You can like.
You're in a better position, aren't you? Doesn't mean you've competed in the same shit or on the same level, but you've at least had a taste of what they're going through when they're doing it. So, but with Conor McGregor, I think his fights are exciting. I think he's cool as fuck. But I don't like look at him as unbeatable. I don't think whoever he fights he's going to beat him. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know enough about this other fighter. What's your prediction?
My prediction, Poirier. So my that's not my prediction, sorry. But so Conor McGregor beat Poirier. Yeah, Conor McGregor.
Conor McBee.
Conor McGregor.
Connor's have done this this run, sorry.
This rap.
Yeah. Because I've done this run every time I go to laugh, like I go really wheezy and like nearly cough and stuff. And it's proper like, I'm just glad nothing's like fucking making me proper want to laugh, because if it does, I'm just going to a coughing fit. It's so horrible at the minute as well. Like I'm not ill, but anywhere you go, if you cough in public, like I've been in the supermarket with my girlfriend and stuff, and a cough's come out, and you proper see people looking at you, don't you, and stuff like that, thinking like shit.
You sound like the penguin off of Toy Story, Wheezy or whatever. There's the one that's like, yeah. With Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, I think Conor will have timing and speed on his side, and like he's obviously the precision striker. So I think he beats Poirier that way. But what Poirier was saying in an interview I was seeing today, watched today,
Tomato Poirier.
Sorry,
Tomato Poirier.
Tomato Poirier. He said that he wants it to be a fight that this is the only thing he sounded confident in. He said if it turns into a fight where it's like who wants it more and it's a war, he says I win that 10 times out of 10. So I think like he's obviously confident that he's got the grit, and I've seen fights he's been in where I'm like fucking hell, dude, like dog fights where I'm like, yeah, okay, he probably.
The thing with Conor McGregor, he stands. There's more pressure on him because he's at the height of the sport. Conor McGregor's fame outweighs the UFC, doesn't it? Like his fan base is bigger than the UFC itself, so he's got more pressure. And if he don't keep his head game strong when he goes into the cage, he's got much more pressure than the other guy. The other guy's less famous, and if he beats Conor McGregor, he's obviously stands to gain a lot more than if Conor beats him. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And he Conor obviously beat him once before, so there's
I feel like
more pressure.
Yeah.
Can we pause, dude? I just need a piss. I need a piss. Do you not need a piss? This is the longest you've ever gone without pissing.
I know. So when I press pause and not stop, that just resumes the same one, doesn't it?
Yeah, just pause recording.
And resume.
Dude, I need a fucking haircut.
Away.
Dude, I need a fucking haircut.
What?
I need a haircut. This whole podcast I've been playing my fucking hair. Obviously, I can't get one now.
Why don't you get some clippers and just shave all one level quite long?
Yeah, I've been tempted by it, but I don't know what I look like. That's the trouble. What if I've got a fucking weird head? You know?
No, I mean like
long.
I don't mean really short. Like put the largest shaver on the clippers, like the largest guard, and just go over the top. So
okay,
it's like a shorter level of what it is without a blend, like a fade. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lockdown, innit? We're doing what we can at the minute. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I really want you to take your beard off. I think that you need to just come on the pod with no beard. I think you look better without the beard. You'll look youthful again. And
I might look youthful, but I like it, dude. I don't know. I like it.
No, what I'm saying is, have you tried just whipping it off? You've had it on for like it's a coat or something. Just get a different coat. You've had that coat on for years.
I walk into your house and you're like, "Are you staying?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? Yeah, I'm staying."
Dude, here's how you slowly come away from the beard if you're tempted to do it just for a little change in your life. Do you know what you should do as well? Is just shave it off without telling your missus and just turn up home without the beard. But I don't think you should take it completely off. Just shave it short so it's stubble. Do you know what I mean? Never take it fully off. If you're used to it and you clean shaven, like you'd probably think your face looks weird because you're not used to it. But if you just take it down slowly.
Hey, dude, I'd have white. I bet you my fucking face would be white here underneath. Like here would be brown and here would be white.
When was the last time you could see all your face like me?
Probably 2 years ago.
See, that's a long time. That's like your whole relationship, isn't it?
But, nah, maybe longer than, maybe like 3 or 4. But here's the thing. I remember once shaving it down and being like, nah, I'm never going to do that again. It just doesn't fucking look good. Like I didn't like it.
No, but what I'm saying is when you have a beard and you take it off, you think...
I know what you're saying, man. You're saying just trim it down a little.
No, I'm saying, I genuinely think it'd suit you with it off, genuinely. I remember you not having a beard in the army and you used to look cool. you know what I mean?
Thanks.
It's in your head. If you shaved your beard off, like in your head, you'd probably look weird to yourself, but other people won't think, oh, you look weird without a beard. It's just because you're
All right, I'll trim it tomorrow.
nice. Are you gonna go for it?
Yeah, I'll trim it tomorrow. Do you know what it is? I'm like, I don't want a fucking attachment to it. I don't want to attach anything. I don't want to attach myself to anything. So I don't want to identify with it. I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking. I do like it, but I'm not attached to it. Would you grow a beard? Because
I've tried.
right, I fucking know. You grow yours. We don't do a podcast for like 4 weeks, and then fucking you grow yours, and I cut mine off, and then we go live again, and then like boom.
Well, I did this when I first went to jail. What I did for the first like 6 months of jail, I didn't cut my hair, and I didn't shave my beard, and I had a proper big, fluffy beard, probably just like yours, and I had a big mop of hair, but because my hair's quite thin, it was like basically looked quite scruffy. Do you know what I mean? But I thought I'm now in jail. I've got years in jail. I'm just gonna do it. I've never grew a beard before, so I'm gonna just go for it. And it didn't really suit me. It made me look a bit scruffy, really. But it was quite well. I had it like I was combing it every day, and it just gave me something to do while I was in jail. So it was like every day combing it in the mirror and stuff. But it was because my beard hair was the same color as the hair on my head. It was like quite light. Do you know what I mean? So it didn't sort of suit me. And I think I went on a visit with my sister after like months of being in there. And as soon as I went on the visit, she said, fucking hell, you look well scruffy, get rid of that beard. Do you know what I mean? So I literally went straight back to my cell and got rid of it straight away. I thought, yeah, she's right. And when I took it off, I thought, I remembered. So bearing in mind, imagine 6 months growing a beard. I know you've had one for years, but your beard comes down here and it's sort of like an inch lower than there. And I went up there with a shaver and shaved it right off. And my chin looked really small. I thought, fucking hell, my chin looks even smaller than it ever has. And then the next day, I looked in the mirror. Because at first, I thought, fucking hell, it looks weird now I've took that off. But then the next day, it was like I'd never had a beard. So that's what I'm saying to you. If you took your beard off, you'd look in the mirror and think, fucking hell, my face looks tiny. But then a couple of days...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's only the first, isn't it? Like, yeah. Like the first time you see it, it's like
shock factor, isn't it?
Yeah, like, oh my god, I look a fucking ant. And then the next day you're like, oh, that's right. I was fucking born an ant, baby.
What I'm saying to you though, dude, I know you're attached to your beard, but I remember you in the army without a beard, and I think you looked cool. And I don't know, I think without a beard, you just look cleaner. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
What I am also saying is, when I grew a beard, it didn't suit me because my beard, the way it grew, just looked more scruffy. Like some people's beard looks really, when it's shaped really nicely, that I've got it to a good length. Mine was still at the stage of looking quite scruffy. So for me, it just didn't take off. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
like I was saying, I grew my hair really long and grew a beard. And the reason I did that is because I thought that being in prison, I'm not going to see anyone else on the outside world. So it's a unique opportunity to look scruffy for a bit. And I'm not saying that all beards are scruffy, but for me it was. So I sort of I enjoyed I enjoyed the experience just to know I never need to do it again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I feel like I'm the opposite there. I feel like when I get rid of my beard, I'm like, it doesn't look as good. I look young. I don't look as good. I don't know. I'll try it. I don't mind trying it. I think about shave my head as well, but I'm not obviously doing it all in one.
Could you just turn back up on the pod looking like Dr. Evil? No,
I've got a cat.
What's that?
I said I do have a cat.
Yeah. Dude, I think you should shave off your beard and your hair, and then next time you come on the pod, you just rest an egg cup in front of the laptop screen, and you have your chin looking like it's in the egg cup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll trim my eyebrows down as well, so they're really thin. You know, like when you see a girl with really thin eyebrows, you're like, she's probably going through some depression and
You know, I think if you shaved
Have
off,
you noticed that, by the way? Have you noticed that if girls have got really, really thin eyebrows, it's like, don't fuck with them.
yeah, it's not a good look. I don't like wafer thin eyebrows. I think it looks weird.
Yeah, probably thinner than a wafer. Probably like
Dude, I think if you took all your beard off and put on a pirate's hat and but kept your moustache, you could pass for Captain Hook, and I could be Peter Pan.
yeah, that'd be sick. Let's do that. Talked about like dressing up as a crocodile earlier. Right, bro, let's do it. We've done like an hour and a half.
What are we bringing it to a close?
Yeah, dog. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to add? I've got one question. Although we can stay on a little bit, but I'm just gonna turn my camera off a sec. Dude, yeah. I got a question for you. I'm still here.
Go on.
So, obviously you have no experience with it, but what do you think happens life after death?
No conscious thought whatsoever. I think to have thought requires blood flow. It requires energy. It requires brain tissue. It requires neurons. And when you're dead, all that shit shuts off. So I think just non-existence, mate. I'm not a believer in another realm and shit like that. I think I don't rule it out, and I think it'd be cool as fuck if you died and went to like a different reality or something. But yeah, I like facts, mate. I like evidence to show things. I very much like to put my trust in things that can be proven. You know what I mean?
Well, I think like the closest thing from my experience, or my rather like what I've read, what I've been experienced to, what I've like the people I've come in contact with, the people I've talked to, my own ideas and my own thoughts alone as well, is I think like one kind of close place we can get to is you know like here's the thing as well, energy, dude. Like when you think about everything being energy, and when you like put it down to microscopic world, it's all vibrating, it's all energy. And then obviously there's that whole like energy can't be created nor destroyed. So that leads me to believe that it's not going to be like, oh yeah, you're done and then you got one life, YOLO. I feel the opposite. I think you got an infinite amount of lives.
That's like quite a that's quite a, what do you call it? Quite a like a nice fantasy, isn't it? Like it's like a nice way of thinking, because it's comforting to think that if I manage to fuck this life up, and in a lot of ways, I find that religion does the same thing, that it gives you a backbone of feeling like there's more to come. You know, so people I'm so really sorry for this fucking daft cough. It's literally from the run.
Yeah, your lungs are on fire, aren't they, whilst you're running?
Yeah, especially at the minute. Yeah, I think that it provides comfort to know that if you don't satisfy all your dreams, goals, ambitions in one life, in this particular life, it's a comfort for people to think that they've got another shot, that there is something else afterwards. But
by the way, whilst you're saying about there is something else, I've just noticed your fucking shadow in the background watching over you. As you move, dude, your shadow moves with you. So it's funny to hear you say about it's comforting to know that someone's watching over you, and then you just got your shadow like behind you. Like bigger.
One thing, there was a scientist on there was a scientist on Joe Rogan, and I can't think which one it was, but he made the observation that we can see, we've got telescopes to detect every form of light waves and X-rays and different things, infrared, all these different things to detect things, and we can see light back from like the start of the universe. We can see light back from like right across all the galaxies and stuff. We can do all that. We can there's a thing underground that can detect gravitational waves from black holes that are billions of light years away. We can detect all this shit that's like the most faintest glimmer of there's this thing it's miles underground, right? And it's in, I don't know how thick the concrete is, but it's encased in concrete, and it's the most sensitive sensor ever, and it detects gravitational waves that pulse out from black holes. And the point I'm trying to make is we can see all that, we can detect all that, like we wouldn't be able to detect ghosts, or like we wouldn't be able to find more evidence that does point towards something after death. Like science suggests that when you die, there's nothing else, but there's this like, I don't know, Joe Rogan calls it the woo, doesn't he? Where like, it's nice to think that there is something after death. There is like a God that's created everything that goes on, and we're not ever in a position to say that that isn't the case. But what science does tell us is what we can see, what we can see and what we can detect. Do you know what I mean? And all that does sort of suggest, well, if it's out there, would we not have seen it by now? Or do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas there's a strong connection between like people who take psychedelics and having these theories about other realms and other places. But the way I see it, it might be the case, but it might also be the case that you just high on drugs while you're on them. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't quite know, do you? You don't know if that experience is profound. And because people see crazy shit when they take the, I've never took mushrooms or anything, but people have these really like transcending experiences, which it could represent them seeing, because they call it like the third eye, don't they? Seeing other shit from other realms and stuff like that. But at the same time, they could just be high. You know what I mean? Like, it's just as possible that they're just high.
But just to play devil's advocate, define high, because when you say they could just be high, because here's the thing. So you're like, you know this anyway, your body produces obviously various chemicals, cortisol for stress, endorphins, serotonin for this sort of round. Like, you wake up and you have your serotonin, and that's kind of your reality here is the serotonin molecule. That's what you operate on.
What
And
I think,
you gonna let me finish?
Sorry, dude.
Dude, I only brought it up then because it's like, otherwise you then have a snippet of my understanding, or at least what I think.
No, keep going. Sorry, I just had a little point to make, but it's not that important. Go on.
So you have like the serotonin realm, you have that realm, and then you also have different chemicals and going on inside your body. So it's like you can then tap into those chemicals, but then you're gonna be saying that like, nah, these are the ones. Like, these are the ones. Like, for example, dimethyltryptamine is like known as the spirit molecule. Like, people that have done studies on it, Dr. Rick Strassman done a book called The Spirit Molecule, and like that's what he decided to like this. That's what he decided to name it after studying it for like 20 years or 10 plus years, and it was the whole idea that like you have serotonin, you also have DMT as well, and dimethyltryptamine is like this place where you're encounter entities and whatnot, and and it's also naturally occurring in the body. So it's like, that's an interesting sort of thing to, like, I guess, look into, because it's like, if you're going to look into like the observational realm of like, through like, we can look at the infrared, we can look at this, we can look at stars, we can look at, but you also got to look in. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you've also got to close your eyes and go inward, because then you'll see a lot more. Like, you won't just see what you see externally, like through like, I can see this, I can see that. It's like, also you can see in.
No, but what I'm saying to you is that's being done at the moment, isn't there? There's scientists investigating on every single level into quantum mechanics, into they're investigating into every area. Everything that can be looked at the moment is being looked at. They're studying cells, they're studying. What I'm saying, like, I don't rule out anything to do with psychedelics and stuff. All I'm saying is it's all based on people's experiences, isn't there? There's not really, the science doesn't support it, but at the same time, the science isn't always 100%, is it? Like, there's always,
Otherwise, it becomes a religion.
well, no, religion's the opposite, isn't it? Religion's fiction-based stories that are believed blindly on faith. Science is things that can be proven. Otherwise, it can't be science. Like,
it still becomes a religion, though, if you think that you've got the answer because you've got science.
no, but what I'm saying is there is a difference. Science, you can't say something about science that will be believed by other people unless you can prove it. Whereas religion, you can. These books on Christianity and like Moses parting the sea and all these different stories, they've come from somewhere. There might be some truth in them. But what I'm saying is people believe it without seeing the facts. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you couldn't say, right, there's this amount of cells in the body. There's this amount of cells in the body. This is how cells reproduce. This is how they divide. And then someone says, well, how do you know this? And he's just like, I just know. Do you know what I mean? Like, that wouldn't be taken. It has to be supported by evidence.
Yeah, no, I still think you're missing what I'm saying, though.
What do you mean by saying a religion?
So if you're gonna believe, and I know you said you don't know, and like, obviously ultimately I don't know either. Like, this is just entertaining talk, or like, I'm curious to get what you think, of course, and then I'm also gonna kind of like challenge it with my ideas and my like perspective.
Yeah.
And also you do the same for me, like, but if you're, let's say your belief system at the moment is, I don't think there's anything. I think thought is your brain, your neurons firing, your sensory perception. That's your reality.
What I'm saying is how it works for me is I tend to believe what can be proven. So what I'm saying is all these, if I had a psychedelic experience and I was like, fuck me, that felt real, like maybe my eyes would be open, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's mad, isn't it? It's a mad thought. Like, if you can take these psychedelic substances and actually see something that science can't even prove, and it actually turns out to be a thing, then that's nuts, isn't it? And I think people feel like a deep connection with it, don't they? And that makes them sort of say, well, yeah, I've had this experience, and that's led me to believe. Because people come out of them, the dimethyltryptamine, people come out of them experiences and they feel like they know, don't they? They're like, my eyes have been open, sort of thing. And there's sort of that as well. Do you know what I mean? I've never tried it personally. Have you had an experience with it, or just mushrooms?
No, years ago I had an experience with it. Yeah. So, Yeah, so I had an experience of it.
What was your experience? Because what people have said is it's sort of difficult to describe, and you do sort of need to experience it. But people always refer to it as loads of mad colours and stuff like that. Like, have you seen the psychedelic drawings where it's all like
yeah,
shit
the DMT realm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can describe what I felt in my body.
Yeah.
Best. Like I like, so my feeling in my body was tingling feeling in my feet and rising up, and then my tongue was sinking backwards as well. My just tongue was sinking backwards, and then I felt this incredible pressure here where my third eye would be. That's like this pressure on this gland as well, and just an incredible pressure. And then I just heard a pop, and like that's what I can kind of, that's what I can like talk about with that in terms of like that's the physical feeling anyway.
With these experiences, people see like all the colours and stuff like that, but people have described feeling like they connect to some higher beings and stuff, and like went behind the curtain, don't they? Have you heard experiences like that where people are saying that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, definitely.
So what I'm saying with look, the universe and anything to do with science is nuts enough as it is. When you look into like the vastness of space and everything that's going on, there is facts to support all that, but that's just as nuts as the possibility of there being this other realm.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah.
So like what I'm saying is the reason I'm so attached to science and like I love.
By the way, is your laptop plugged in?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Do you remember that from the other day? That sudden wave of panic. Yeah, the reason why I'm so attached to science is because they show you something, and then they show you the evidence to support why. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. By the way, dude, I'm the same. Like, I don't want to be looked at by anyone as this like, this dude does psychedelics and he just goes all that
spiritual.
Yeah. Because I read science. Don't know much about his story.
Don't know much about science books. Don't know much about the French I took.
But dude, I read science books. I read books on science. I'm reading a book now, a little bit on science, called How to Lose Your Mind and Create a New One by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and that's fucking blowing my mind. So it's like I'm always learning about science. I'm always like trying to have a look at that and learn about that naturally.
What you're saying is you're open to all possibilities, and I am like that as well. Like the only reason I don't really have much to say about psychedelics is because I've never tried them. So to me, it seems unlikely, but it doesn't seem impossible. Like anything could be happening. There's a theory of Elon Musk's. I don't know how strongly he believes, but he thinks there's a good chance that we're in a simulation. And because he was saying that if things in the future reached a level of intelligence, they could create a simulation could be created for us to live in and experience this simulation, and it'd be so detailed that we wouldn't know we're in it. So it's entirely possible that we are in like a simulation and we're just unaware of it.
And then it's entirely possible that simulation was started by, like you said, like a previous life form or organism that then was like, we're simulation, and then little do they know there's something bigger and something bigger and something bigger and something bigger and like deeper and deeper and deeper. It's like, and it's just like this.
What makes me give a bit of credibility to the thought of a simulation is the fact that, as far as we know, the universe never stops. there's an area what we call the observable universe, and that's because the universe is expanding. There comes a point in space what's moving away from us faster than the speed of light. So that means light from this area of space will never hit us. So there's a bubble around the outside of where we're positioned in the universe in all directions. And I think it's something like 90 odd billion light years across, which is just an insane number. But it's entirely possible that just outside the observable universe, there's just more galaxies, but that light will never hit us because the universe is expanding faster than that light's traveling towards us. So does that make sense?
Yeah, dude. I fucking, yeah, man. Like Brian Cox, dude. Do you ever watch him?
Yeah, of course. He's
Yeah, he's fucking. Dude. This is what I love about him. He's got my nan's haircut, and he's always smiling, and he's Northern as well. He's from Wales, and he's always like smiling and with wonder, and he looks like my nan a little bit because he's got the same haircut, and like I like that. I like that about him. I can respect
him and Neil deGrasse Tyson and a few others. They're able.
Dude, I don't like Neil deGrasse Tyson though.
What?
Have you seen the latest one where he's on Joe Rogan and then he's on other fucking podcasts where he's just butting in with people? And I don't like him anymore because I feel like he's just got to a stage where he's like, I observe the universe. And then everyone that talks to you just goes, you don't know what you're talking about. I observe the moon, and just talks over them. Have you seen, honestly, the latest one, dude? I think there's like this short clip of Joe Rogan. He's just like kind of being like literally there's just like this clip of him doing it because he's got the patience, because every time he goes to talk, Neil deGrasse Tyson just talks over him, and he just gets to the point where it shows him and he's like fucking like had enough of it.
I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, dude.
See, with like all these different scientists, they make it entertaining watching them talk about it, because otherwise it's a subject that numbs your mind, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, learning how to tell the story kind of thing, like I guess. And also Neil deGrasse Tyson's got he's got a good voice, real good voice.
Yeah,
I might try and learn it. I might try and like mimic it, see if I can impression. Yeah, see if I can make an impression.
How likely are you to take your beard off? I'm very intrigued.
I'll trim it down. I want to see what it's like trimmed down. I'm going to trim it down. We'll see. I'll trim it down. And we'll see
like to fix stubble or something.
I'm like this, dude. I'm in the mirror and I'm like this. I'm just in the mirror and I'm like this, just nipping it ever so, just like little nips, like tight, like fucking millimeters coming off, and I'm just nipping it. And then on the next pod, I'm like this. I'm like I answer, and I'm like,
yeah.
Barely anything's gone.
Because it's excuse me.
It's damn COVID.
I know. Yeah, whatever. Because it takes so long to grow. Like taking a beard off, you see as risky, don't you? But
that's what I like about these times, man. 4 weeks.
To me, my experiences with you in the army, you never had the beard. So to me, seeing you without a beard would just be completely normal. But obviously, I've seen you since you've had your beard when we went to Nuki and stuff. But yeah, I think it'd be tough for you to take off. You're attached to it, aren't you? On
yeah
level.
No, I am. You're right. I probably in reality, I probably am. Especially because dude, straight up, man. Like you just look better with. I feel like, well, I guess it's subjective a little bit, but you look better. Here's a good example, dude. And this is just like, obviously, Conor McGregor, dude's got like when he fought Cowboy, he had like long hair slicked back and a beard, and like then he fucking shaved it off right down and shaved his beard completely, and then it was just a head. And like that dude's got fucking millions of pounds. He's fucking big dog, and like he definitely looked better before. You know what I mean?
I know what you said. I think it depends on the person, doesn't it? Like I don't suit a beard, so I'm the opposite. I look clean and fresher when I'm more shaved. You know what I mean? But I think it very much depends on.
I think if I trim it down, it'll look all right. But yeah, to shave it all off, I don't know. It'd be weird, man. It'd be real strange.
I really want you to do
Waking
it.
up,
I'm daring you to do it.
dude, it'd be waking up to like a different avatar. I'd be like, ugh. Dude, I guess like, I wonder if you know what? Here's the thing, like, it's probably a cycle anyway. It's like probably people. That's why we like girls will get different color hair. They'll get it short. They get it long. They get it like it's them like it's the hero with 1,000 faces. You know, the idea of like you going through your life where you're at different chapters. You're in love with different people. You're in. You have like a different friendship, different job. You what? What do you say, dude?
One thing I will say is beards become a massive like fashion thing for a while over here, but they've died off again now, where no one's really got them, apart from the people that have always sort of had them. But there was a craze of people having really short fade around the sides, and then like a thick beard, but having it shaped proper. Do you know what I mean? That was a thing for a while, but it's I think it's not. I wouldn't say it's gone, but it's not like.
You've described my haircut, by the way, because if I go hairdressers, I'll have like a skin fade here and then shorter on top. Because that's just hands down. Like, don't get me wrong, I've seen different hairstyles, but that's hands down probably the cut that suits me the best.
Yeah, I have a skin fade as well, but yeah, with a beard, it's just not for me. I can't grow a successful beard. Like, I think if like we were saying, no one's to say it should or shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? But what's your plan for the rest of the week? Like, it's coming up to the weekend now. Have you got like quite a few clients on and stuff?
I've got clients tomorrow, and then on Saturday and Sunday I'm going to work. I'm going to do driving, just to get a bit of extra cash. It's like weekly pay as well, so I'm just gonna. Yeah, I think the right thing to do, mate, is just work, isn't it?
Yeah, hustle, man.
I got this. If I'm being like 100% honest with you and upfront and open book and vulnerable, I have this like grand idea of like, I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use some of my time where I kind of like, I actively make money. So I'm doing PT or I'm driving or whatever, and then I'm like, and then the next part of my time I'm gonna be using it for creative tasks where they will like, where they're going to help me out in the future and I'm going to blow up one day or whatever. I'm going to fucking make an impact. And then I always think like that. But in reality, what tends to happen is I just kind of like, I don't know, kind of get like when I'm not actively working, I just kind of like, I don't know, I just kind of like run errands. I'm doing errands or I'm doing a bit of cleaning.
What you've got to remember is you're trying, aren't you? And that's
I'm a fucking trier, mate. God loves a trier.
Like we've said with this podcast, no matter what, we stick with it for as long as
dude, I'm like I don't even think about it. I'm in, dude. I'm just straight up. It's become one of those things for me now, which I think it should, and it's good.
I just look forward to it, mate.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's coming one of the things when I was gonna say at first, it's a necessity. Where like, no, not a necessity. It's just like it's a thing that you do, like brushing your teeth. But like,
when we first started, I like attached a bit of pressure on myself, and like I was a bit nervous, thinking like, bloody hell, what if it's shit? But now we're a couple of episodes in, we're no way near the point of being really skilled people to have a conversation on air, but we're growing together. Do you know what I mean? And for me, that's enough. Progress is key, and it's absolute. This thing's taking absolute baby steps, but the fact is, over time, it should grow faster. So I very much trust the process. I did it with my tattoos. When I first started tattooing, I was having to reach out to different people, offer friends tattoos for cheaper and stuff like that. Now, like I've always got messages to deal with. I've always got people booked in. The process works as long as you stick it out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and when you're when you're doing that as well, I think what you talked about there, where you say when you first start, you're given tattoos for cheaper price and for free. And I was doing the same. And I think a big part of that is because you are new to it, you don't have this love for yourself and you don't have this confidence, and that grows with experience. So the more the more you master the craft, the more you have like love toward yourself as well.
Yeah,
with it.
true.
And you know, this is what I see with this podcast. This is the way I kind of see it is every time you said about like, you're putting pressure on yourself. Dude, I'm still doing it now. I'm putting a fuckload of pressure on myself. How do I look? How do I fucking feel? How do I be? What do I like? You know, like, oh, I'm worried about my haircut. Like, I need a haircut.
It's like, I think you need to remember is you don't.
No, let me finish though, because it's beautiful.
Weed. You think you need to remember you don't need the weed on the podcast.
I like it though, because it gives me a different way of thinking. Like right now, I'm thinking when I was listening to you talk, dude, I was thinking, and I might not have thought like this before, and I'm relaxing more. I feel more vulnerable. I feel more open. When you were talking to me then, I was thinking, I wasn't thinking, I was actively listening. The idea that came in my head, and I was like, right, I need to keep on to that because I haven't thought about that before, is I think when we do a podcast and we get on camera with one another, what happens is you're actually trying to, and for me anyway, it's my experience, what I'm trying to learn is like, I'm learning to be myself. Who am I? And it's like, I'm not sure who I am. I'm not sure my outside influences. And I think when you go on podcasts, what you kind of just, every time I'm listening to you and whatnot, I'm just trying to be more of who I am and just in the moment. And like, and I actually honestly don't know who that is right now. And like, that's what I'm doing as I'm on this podcast with you. I'm like, okay, who am I? Like, or
we're both figuring it out as we go along. Like I think one thing we said from the start is we was going to do this thing together, and some of it was going to be random. We was going to chat some shit, hopefully make each other laugh. But one thing we was always going to do is be honest with our opinions. We don't want to come across like these perfect people where we've got things figured out, because in most part, a lot of the times we fuck up, and especially mentally, like a lot of the times we are vulnerable and stuff like that. So I think we can be a credit to ourselves just by sticking it out and making sure that we don't compromise our own honesty with it. You fucking twat.
Dude, I just fucking, you'll see it in the video when you watch it back. I got the idea and I just smirked. I was like, whilst he's being so introspective and vulnerable, I just turned the camera off. Nah, I'm kidding, dude. I literally just.
You definitely suck dick.
It just fucking, I just thought that was a good, dude, that was good timing, man. Like, and you watch it back and you enjoy it because you'll see in my face, yeah. I'm like, I'm smirking just before. I'm like, dude, he's being like, this is good shit. And
you'd definitely be a horrible capturer or whatever. If you had a hostage, you'd be a mean motherfucker. You'd like have your hostage there with fucking, and your hostage hasn't eaten in days, and he's like chained to the wall or something, and you come in eating like a really nice chicken wrap in front of him and not let him have any, and you just do evil shit.
Here's what I do. I'd locate where his family are, right? And I'd send him pictures of me. I'd send him pictures of me putting tissue into their jacket pockets and into their fucking trouser pockets, and then putting it into the wash and being like, Mwah! And that's what he's got to live with. His family's going to experience that every time they put a wash on. They're going to have tissue in their pocket.
Yeah, really slight movements.
Dude, really hyper aggressive, like things your imagination, like that, like just yeah, real dark really, dark really ways.
Stinky behavior.
Yeah, really poop nose behavior. No, we're not stopping. We're still going, bro. We're still going. It's still got way more to go.
We've got a bit more to go. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you do definitely suck dick. You line that up. You let me get vulnerable. You let me open up, and then you fucking come at me with the froze screen, you motherfucker.
I really enjoyed it, and it was worth it. It was worth it because like the joy lasted the most amount of time any joy has ever lasted in my life. Because as soon as I thought about it, I was already there and I was already living it and I was happy and I was fucking like legit joy in my heart and love in my heart.
Dude, one thing that's always been I wouldn't say a skill, but I'd say one of my attributes is I do pay attention to details. And one thing I've done, I've watched back so the first time we ever tried doing this, what happened is we was looking for a method of communicating online with each other, being able to record it and then upload it to YouTube. And if we had difficulties with it, and we figured out you could do it on Zoom. And the first thing we ever did, I said, right, let's record for a few seconds. We'll pause the recording and see if it's worked. And you did that fart. But the thing is, every time I watch you do it, I see the moment you decide. The moment you decide you're going to do the fart, it's very evident in your mind. You sneak off to the side and you do a little smirk, and you can the light bulb that appears above your head's very visible. You know what I mean? Like you see it happen, unfold, and I enjoy watching it. I've watched it back loads of times.
This one's gonna be even.
In fact, it's our most viewed YouTube video, and that's fucking because of me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's a good start. That's what a way to get started with it. I feel like it's a strong start. You want to carry on, bro? You happy to carry on?
I'm gonna wrap it up there, dude. It's been a good one today, but
yeah, all right, I'll stop it too, man. Well, hey, do you want to say anything to the fucking hundreds of thousands of listeners? Because you know they're out there, they're listening.
Hi. Stay at home, save lives, and what? No, what is it?
Wash your hands. Wash your hands, probably.
Wipe your ass.
Probably more restrictive. Is it getting more restrictive? Because I don't watch any of it.
No,
so
what's like
getting more restrictive?
Stay home, save lives, protect the NHS or something, some shit. Yeah, let's leave it there, dude.
Cool.